Alright, with that cleaned up, we're going to focus on casting along the edge of these pads. This is where snakehead like to hang out and kind of ambush prey as it comes by. We're going to slowly kind of work our way back into this creek. Again, kind of focusing on the open water where the pad edges are. I usually have a lot of luck in this kind of area where you got a little channel with some deeper water and you got these pad edges on both sides. It kind of limits the amount of area where bait fish and forage fish kind of can travel, and those snakehead just sit there and wait to ambush it. I haven't had a lot of luck yet in the typical spots, so now with the tide falling, it's starting to expose a lot of these shallow water grass mats back in the pad. So we're going to push back into this cove and see if we don't see anything. One thing I really like to do back in these type of areas is stand up in my kayak so I can get a good survey of the area. I'm looking for any type of fish moving, bubbles from where a fish is breathing, or even snakehead fry balls. And in the super shallow water like this, it makes all these things a lot easier from a good vantage point. So while I was standing up, I did see a snakehead protecting a fry ball, so we're going to slowly try to paddle within casting distance. We're going to try to be as quiet as possible, but it's really hard back here in this thick grass. Got it that time. I knew it couldn't resist a frog near the fry ball. Ooh, that looks like a good one, but it is buried in this grass. So it's a little opposite of normal. We're actually reeling ourselves to the fish instead of reeling the fish to us. It's buried so deep in this grass that we're actually reeling the kayak to the fish. And there we go, a nice Potomac snakehead on a white frog. Now that we got our snakehead, we're gonna head back to the dock, put the kayak on the truck. I'm gonna take the snakehead home, clean it up. I'm gonna show you how to fillet it properly, and we're gonna do a nice catch and cook with this here snakehead. The thing is about filleting the northern snakehead is you're basically gonna do it the exact same way you do any other fish. We're gonna start right here behind the fin, and we're gonna make a diagonal cut all the way to the backbone. And then we're going to move along the backbone all the way to the tail. We're going to peel up where we cut along the backbone, and we're going to cut all the way to the rib cage and all the way down, and we're going to peel that fillet back. And we'll be able to peel that fillet right off of our fish. Now we're going to flip that fish over and do the exact same thing to the other side. And now we're going to separate our fillet from the skin. Separating the fillet from the skin is actually pretty easy. You're just going to make an incision down to the skin, turn your knife sideways, and go along that skin, keeping your knife right along the skin, and this fillet will come right off. And just like that, the fillet comes right off the skin. Now we want to feel also to make sure there's no bones left, and I can feel there's a little bit of the rib cage bones here. So I'm actually just going to cut that out. And the other fillet will do the exact same thing. And another nice fillet. Now once the fillets are cut up, we're going to rinse them off. And then you can either put them in the refrigerator for cooking later that day, or vacuum seal them and freeze them for a later date. We're going to get right into the preparation of these snakehead tacos, first by starting to cube up this meat. With our meat all cubed up, we're going to get some butter started melting in the pan. We're going to want a nice layer of butter on the bottom of that pan. And once that butter starts to melt real good, we're going to add our fish. We're going to add a little bit of this Creole seasoning to our fish. And we're just going to move it around in there and get it sizzling and cooking. Alright, looks like we got some good sizzle going on, so we're going to move this fish around, flip it a little bit, make sure we're getting it cooked evenly on all sides. And we're going to want to actually cook this till it starts to get a little bit of golden brown. Fish is cooking up good, we're going to give it another little flip. While the fish is browning up, we're going to get some of the toppings ready. Now we're going to make our slaw topping using tricolor coleslaw, and I really like this cilantro avocado dressing. We'll pour a serving of our slaw into this bowl. Add a little of our cilantro avocado dressing. And now we're going to mix that up real good. Once that fish is golden brown and done, we're just going to put it over here in a bowl. One of the nice things about using that butter and seasoning to cook our fish is we can take our flour tortillas and we can brown and crisp those right there in the same pan when we're done. Now it won't take long. We don't want to burn it. We just want to give it a nice buttery, crispy crunch. And as you can see, that's about perfect right there. Assembly is probably one of my favorite parts. We're going to add a nice base layer of that cabbage slaw that we made. Next, we're going to add our chunks of snakehead. Now just add a little bit of pico de gallo. Now I actually like to top mine off with a little bit of feta cheese crumbles. And that is a fresh looking snakehead taco. So grab a spot on the porch, pour an ice cold beer, and enjoy your fish tacos.